there's something so nice about when you do take hormones for yourself, you're practicing like your own body autonomy.
Yeah.
And it's also a bit punk, a bit like, fuck you. Hi, I'm Danny Spooner. My pronouns are they, them. I'm non-binary and I'm a model and a go-go dancer.
Hi, my name's Reenie. I'm a model and performer. I'm gender fluid. My pronouns are she, her. And today we're going to talk about why we take testosterone.
What was the biggest surprise for me was like the mental shift that I had and like how much more stable and alive I've felt since taking testosterone. And I just think it's something that should be more accessible for people who want it and need it.
It's boosted my mental health. It's made me feel so much happier.
Like massively. I remember a few months ago making the connections and being like, oh, I actually feel alive.
Yeah.
Like looking back and being like, oh, I've not been here. And now that I've realised that I'm trans, realised that I'm non-binary, and I'm microdosing testosterone, I now feel like I actually have my feet on the ground.
Yeah. Going over like my 20s, realising that I was pansexual, realising that I was queer, that helped me feel more settled, but it still wasn't enough. I needed that extra hormone that's already in me. I just needed a bit more. When did you start taking T?
I started the end of September 2021. I've been documenting the entire thing. This is the most recent photo that I took. My jaw has definitely squared out a lot.
It's so defined. You can see the difference so much.
Yeah.
You've changed a lot.
And yeah, I feel like my shoulders also, like here, has like got a bit more square. Everything's got squarer.
We were doing a go-go gig not long ago, and you said that you noticed my jaw change.
Oh my God, yeah. I remember you walking in, I was like, what has happened? It was so good.
Which is the happiest feeling. So I'm like, wow, it's working, because I'm microdosing as well. It's been 6 months for me. The voice change is my favourite. It changes how I interact with people day to day. Like, because there's more power in my voice, I feel more confident.
Why do you think taking testosterone gel was the right journey for you?
It's easier to microdose, and I think that microdosing was the right route for me because I wanted softer changes. I still wanted to hold on to some of my femininity because I'm fluid. I'm a bit of both.
Yeah, I'm the same. It felt like a softer journey. Yeah, my goal isn't to like be a man, look like a man. It's to be confusing and like really in between it all.
I hadn't considered tea for myself until you told me how it was affecting you, and those effects, those were things that I aligned with, and those are things that I wanted. I just knew that there was this energy that's inside of me that I've kept quiet for so long. There's this energy that I'd admired, like from my brothers and from my dad, and it's a lot stronger than my femininity. Like when I go on stage and when I perform, it's hyper feminine. And I've realised that since I was a teenager, I've been performing that femininity, and then getting onto stage, it made it even more clear that it was just a performance. It started to feel like drag.
And it also feels like something that's forced on you to perform from like the world. Is there any other kinds of gender-affirming healthcare you've considered?
For a long time, I've always wanted to have tiny tits.
Yeah.
I don't want to be locked into expressing my femininity just because I have large breasts.
Yeah.
Now, wearing the binder that you gave to me, it has given me that small boob look, which I have been seeking, and I am seeking that medically now.
Yeah. So I went from a C down to like maybe a triple A. I don't really know what it is. Yeah, the surgeon had never done an in-between, but like an in-between a breast reduction and a full top surgery. but I still remember like on my band I still had like male down as my gender. For some reason that had to be there. Like a breast reduction for, like in this context, like for a cis woman, is gender-affirming healthcare.
It is.
For her to like look and be as a woman, and like for us it's like more tied into like other gendered things.
There's a lot more understanding out there when a cis man goes to the doctors and says that his sex drive is low.
Oh yeah.
So they'll be given testosterone to boost that up. That is gender affirming.
That is, it's literally gender affirming healthcare. And I think also the contraception pill is adding estrogen to the body. So, and that's so readily available. And everyone has different hormone levels anyway. And it's so wild, like especially with how trans people are viewed or gender non-conforming people are viewed trying to get healthcare. We're all accessing the same things. So
it's hypocrisy.
Yeah, it is.
I had a date with a cis woman a long while ago, and I told her that I'd started testosterone, and her immediate reaction was, oh, so you're transitioning into being a man.
Yeah.
And that meant date over for her, obviously.
Right,
but I was like, no, that's not what that means.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want with testosterone.
I always do find it difficult though to answer that question when people are like, because I get like a similar thing, or I'll be like, oh, my parents are they, them, oh yeah, I'm on T, whatever way it is, and people be like, oh, you transitioning? And I'm like, yes and no. Like, I'm something to something, I don't quite know what it is.
Just not into the next binary.
Yeah. Not into, literally, here and here, I'm transitioning into all of this space.
Yes.
And like, we'll continue to do that. I think it's so interesting now, like thinking about how much freedom and like the ability to play between the gender binary, how it reminds me of like being a kid again before like internalizing gender roles, and before the world was like, you have to do this and you have to do this.
Not be forced into it by everybody else, by society. So you're getting your testosterone via prescription, but you weren't always accessing it that way, were you?
No, I ended up self-medicating, which I got my first testosterone bottle through my letterbox. I posted about it on a dating app. And yeah, which is really cute. I was like, I need some tea, anyone got any? And yeah, someone dropped it off. And then I started taking that. And then because I was on the GIC list and I was self-medicating, and I'd found finally a GP who will give bridging prescriptions and like actually knows and does trans healthcare basically. I could then be given the bridging prescription until I'm under the GIC care. So now I have a prescription. But yeah, before it was like completely relying on the community. I think it's so hard to like navigate all of it because like every person you talk to has a different journey through it. And I think that's purely because there's not enough knowledge or structures around trans healthcare, that there's no guide.
The LGBTQ plus community have really been there for me. They've shown up for me because I haven't been able to access tea in a legitimate way, unfortunately, because of my doctors. And I'm able to access it through people who have prescriptions already, so that's a safer way to do it, because I would never want to try and purchase tea online because you just don't know the source. It was recommended to go to 5016 Street, which is a trans health clinic. They'll do your bloods for you. That's how we're able to like monitor to see if we're taking the right amount. So there was a time I was performing in a bar and someone came up to me because they knew that I'd been asking to see if anyone had a spare bottle of tea available, because I was running out and I was getting really scared that I wouldn't be able to continue on my journey without an interruption. And they just said to me that they had a bottle of tea with my name on it, and the relief that I felt, it's just so lovely. That's love.
It's people you don't even know that well,
Yeah.
or you don't know at all, and like it's the community just being like, okay, we know what we need to do.
Yeah.
We're gonna look after each other. Like, I think everyone knows what it is to feel like rejected and not cared for in that sense. So we like just go in harder, like for each other.